everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Rafa Benitez and the whole deal that has happened with Everton. We are going to cover every point in this video, so let's get into the video. Now, Everton has finally found their Carlo Ancelotti replacement, and that is Rafa Benitez on a 3-year deal. There has been a lot of supporter backlash on this deal, but still the owners of Everton FC, they went along with it because they think that Rafa Benitez can make significant changes to Everton and bring them to European level to play. First, let's address the backlash. Why are people angry? Why are Evertonians angry with this deal? Now, to tackle this, we have to go back in time, and that is 2007 when there was a match between Liverpool and Everton, and that is Merseyside derby. That match ended in a goalless draw. That is when Rafa Benitez spoke in his interview that I was really disappointed because one team wanted to win the game and one team didn't want to lose it. Everton put 8 or 9 men behind the ball and defended deep, but that's what small clubs do. When a team comes to Anfield and only want a point, what else can you call them but a small club? It's because of these remarks that Evertonian fans, they are still very angry with Rafa Benitez and do not want him in their small club as per spoken by Rafa Benitez. But later on, Rafa Benitez clarified that this was not what he meant. Now, what some fans did, they left a banner outside his house which said, "We know where you live, don't sign." And since then, there has been a police investigation into the whole thing. But let's come to a very important topic that has no manager ever switched between the two clubs or signed for both the clubs. The answer is yes and no. This Rafa Benitez deal makes Rafa the second manager who has managed both Liverpool as well as Everton, but there is a twist to the story. First ever manager to have managed both the clubs, Liverpool as well as Everton, was William Edward Barclay. He was the first ever manager of Everton and the first ever manager of Liverpool. Now, how did that happen? We have to go back in history because that's where the answers lies. Now, the thing is that Anfield ground was built in 1884, and at that point of time, Everton used to play at Anfield on rent. So they were the first ever club to play at Anfield, and it was not Liverpool. So at that point of time, William Edward Barclay was the manager of Everton. But then there was some dispute between the Everton club president, that is John Howling, and Everton Football Committee, because of which Everton left Anfield and moved to Goodison Park. Now, John Howling, the businessman, he was left with an empty ground, and that is Anfield. That is when he planned to make his own football team, and that is Liverpool FC. By the way, I've made a video on it. You can check it out. I'll put the link somewhere here, and you can check out the history of the club. But that is when that he planned to make Liverpool FC, and that is how Liverpool came into being. The thing is, at the time of dispute, William Edward Barclay did not leave Anfield and go along with Everton to Goodison Park. He also left the club and stayed along with John Howling to form this new club, to be the new manager of this club, that is Liverpool FC. So that is the story of first ever manager who managed both the clubs, Liverpool as well as Everton. And after that, and since then, there has been no manager that has managed both the clubs, which is why Rafa Benitez becomes the first modern era manager to do so. Rafa managed Liverpool for 6 years, in which Liverpool won the Champions League, the historic win of Istanbul in 2004 and 5, and then they were the runners-up in 2006 and 7, and also they won the FA Cup, they won the FA Community Shield, and also UEFA Super Cup. He left Liverpool in 2010 and later on also became the interim manager of Chelsea. Then he has managed Napoli, also Real Madrid and Newcastle United. So he has enough experience of Premier League. Now let's talk about how do I, as a Liverpool fan, feel about this signing. Rafa Benitez came to Liverpool in 2004, and since then, he has his permanent residence in Merseyside, which means there was a long-term plan to always come back to Merseyside. Second thing is that he has made generous donations in the whole incident of Hillsborough disaster. Now that disaster is linked to both Liverpool as well as Everton. That is why there is that 96 number worn by both the Liverpool and well as Everton to commemorate those who died, who lost their lives in that horrible incident. Rafa got a lot of offers from other Premier League clubs too, but he managed to accept this one. A reason could be that he gets to manage the club near his hometown, but still it's such a gutsy move to take the offer to become the manager of Everton, especially in today's time when there is so much hatred online over every little thing that happens. So getting a backlash on a deal like this, I'm sure that Rafa Benitez would have anticipated it too. Now, when I first heard the news that Rafa Benitez is going to be managing Everton, at first it felt really weird. There were so many mixed emotions, but then later on you start to realize that it's okay that if he took this deal. I'm sure about one thing, that Everton is getting a world-class manager and he can actually make a significant difference in a team like Everton. All the very best to Rafa Benitez, but when it comes to derby games, there is going to be no mercy then. just Merseyside derby. Okay, that is all about Rafa Benitez. And also last night there was another news. Premier League is on fire, and that is that Tottenham has finally found their man, and that is Nuno Espírito Santo. Now he has signed a 2-year deal with the Lily Whites. I feel Spurs squad has a lot of quality and talent. If Nuno manages to channelize their quality and talent in a very significant and nice team, I'm sure this deal is going to be a superb one. Even though Nuno was not the first choice of Tottenham Hotspur, we know there have been so many managers linked with the club, but then something or the other happens and the deal falls through. But finally, Nuno is the manager of Tottenham Hotspur, and that is how and that is why Premier League is going to be so much interesting to watch next season. Let's see what happens. Okay, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please do comment below what do you think about Rafa Benitez as well as Nuno Espírito Santo. Do comment below, and also please share this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon. It would really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Namaste.